A very good afternoon to all the viewers from Body Mind Soul Live Talk number 95. And today we are going to break the taboo. So I am going to have someone joining with me to actually talk about menstruation, breaking the taboo. But before I go into the topic, I'm just going to remind everyone once again that you know what, Body Mind Soul latest volume magazine e-copy, it's all available for you to read for free, volume number 33. And if you didn't know about this, Body Mind Soul have been publishing the magazine since 2014, and this year marked the 8th year that we are here. Still continue to be that positive pillar, positive news pillar to impact lives positively together with everyone, not just through the wording that's published on the magazine, but also through all the events, whether it's on ground or this live talk. We are here to continue to serve you. We are here to continue to create that space of having fun, joy, hope, love, abundance, peace, and so far, so on. All right. Some people say to me that, hey, you are sugarcoating life. Am I really sugarcoating life? I'm not denying that we have challenges in our life, but there is always a better way to look at life, isn't it? And why not, give yourself a chance to be with us and just try out our way. If your way has been quite not helping so far, try to be and use different way to make ourselves, feel more at ease when we are going through different phases of our life. And for all the women out there, every month there will be 1 week that you need to try your best to do something so that you will be happy. No, before we go to the happy, you have to be at peace first. To all the ladies out there, don't you agree with me? So this is the things that kind of like make us special and make us unique, right? So that is why we are here to talk about menstruation, breaking the taboo. But of course, before that, you know what? I'm just going to share a little bit about our magazine, like I promised. So volume 33 is all about the consciousness of wisdom. I'm going to highlight today not the feature article, which I've shared like a few round of our live talk. Today, I'm going to talk to you. One of the highlight of this magazine is we have an article that's under the mind section, Stillness Through a Cup of Tea. So the facilitator facilitate tea meditation. And she shared with us, how it feels like when she is being served a tea. And from there on, she actually start to facilitate tea meditation to bring out the stillness for the participants. And of course, whatever healings that is needed for the participants as well. I'm not going to say too much. I'll leave it for you to read it yourself so that you get the hang of it. And perhaps you would want to try other way of having stillness and peacefulness in the midst of that 1 week of your month. Okay. So of course, before that, let me know where you are from and drop a hello, like over here, hello, hi. And it's been long that we don't really have a Saturday live talk because we are restructuring a lot of things as well. And I have good news to share with everyone once things are more firm. I can't wait to tell you. You can feel I'm very excited. At the same time, I'm sweating like mad over here. I'm simply hot. Well, it's Christina's Embody My Soul live talk show, right? I can just praise myself a little bit and make myself happy a little bit. Okay, so going back to menstruation, breaking the taboo. I wonder any one of you actually know that, a lot of times we can't really talk about menstruation, right? And I found out something so interesting when I was prepping the chat with our guests, and I was doing my own research together with our team as well. And we found out this, okay? So according to BBC News North Island, from auntie flow to time of the month, how many ways can you avoid saying the word period? And I was like, wow, I didn't know auntie flow is the international frame or phrase to replace the word menstrual or period. I thought it's only an Asian thing, right? We always say "makcik datang lah," in Malay, in Mandarin we call it "大姨妈 lah," or in Cantonese "姨妈 visit lah." And then I didn't know in UK they use the term "auntie flow" as well. You know what? If for you who actually found out and today is the first time you realize or you learn about this, high five to me. Send me your love as well in the chat comment. And if you like and if you feel the topic today is something that is worth sharing with more people, do one thing for all of us here, for all, and together with my guest later, which is a beautiful lady, a very active lady. Yeah, I'm going to reveal her name very shortly. SNL, this live talk, you can share and like the live talk and then share it out on your platform or on your own personal Facebook so that we can have more people know about this and let us normalize the entire menstruation or period, this word, make more people be more comfortable rather than they feel, ugh, that kind of face, right? And also, one more thing before I bring out the guest, I just want to show you. If you realize you have this emoji on your screen when you do WhatsApp, you thought it's like you are hurt. No, sorry, girls and guys, ladies and gentlemen. I found out in the research it is actually a period theme emoji since 2017. Do you aware? Are you aware? And my friend used it for nose bleeding. Yeah, it's actually bleeding, but it's bleeding for somewhere else as well. Yes. And this is so interesting when I find out about that. I can't thank the guest enough to actually decided to have this topic. And I realized so many learning when I was doing the research. So I'm going to do one thing together with everyone. What you need to do together with me is the regular. You got to warm up your palms, even though you're watching it on the screen. I don't care. So warm up your palms and then you have to give a warm clap to our guest today, which is Su Seau Yeen, Director Marketing and Communication of Unilavender. Hi, Su.
Hi. Oh my God, you're just so animated.
Don't you like my opening for our topic today?
Yes. I mean, the fact of anti-flow, frankly, even I didn't know about it, right? And
Right?
and yeah, I mean, Cantonese is not my main language, but when I come from East Coast, so when I came to West
Mm.
Coast, that's only when I was introduced to that phrase. Oh, Taima, what is that? So imagine from kampong to a bigger town, and then now UK is adopting that phrase. It's just wow, shocking.
It's not. I don't feel they're adopting. I feel it's kind of like unconsciously and subconsciously, collectively, all ladies refer that as the auntie visit. It's like
Yeah, I don't
more
understand why. Why
friendly.
you hate your auntie or what? Right? I
I
mean,
like that question.
yeah. Why would you equate that to your aunt? I mean, when my aunt visits me, I tell you I'm very very happy, and I won't be like, oh man, auntie visit again. I'm not gonna be like that. But why would you? That's why when I first came to KL, I was like, why do you equate that to your aunt? What's wrong with your aunt? You know?
I guess it's a good question to also throw it back to all our audience and listeners right now,
Yeah. I
right?
mean, wow. Where
If
did
you
that
have
come from?
happened to, yeah, exactly. If you happen to know where did it come from, don't be shy. Share it
Share it,
on
share it.
the comment, right? Type in the
Yes.
comment and let us know. We would love to hear from you. But so before we really go into our topic today, which is the breaking menstruation, breaking the taboo, a little bit background of yourself to all our audience, before you becoming the director and marketing communication for Unilavender. What is your background, Sue?
Okay, so my background, well, that's pretty interesting. So as I've shared, I actually come from the East Coast, a small town called Kota Baru, right? So I've worn many hats,
Kota
but the hat,
Baru,
yeah, I'm from Kota
Kelantan.
Baru. Yes.
Oh, that's where my mom's hometown is.
Serious? I didn't know
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. So we
Yes.
speak
My
a lot
mom
of
is from
Hokkien.
Kelantan. Yeah, my mom is from
Ah,
Kelantan. My dad is from
wow.
JB.
I
Yeah.
see. Oh, that's 10 hour, no, about 11 to 12 hour drive, just so you know.
Yes.
Yes. Chinese
Okay,
New Year should
Kota
be bad.
Baru. Yes.
Right. So coming from there, I've worn many hats. The hat that I'm wearing the most will of course be a mother's hat, right? Mom to three kids, 11, 6, and 4. Yeah, thank God I remember their age. All right, 11, 6, and 4. Yeah. So then I also ran a few businesses. So entrepreneur at heart. I come from social enterprise background. Any business that I touch or I do or I consult, it always needs to have the impact and a purpose, right? I
Wow.
mean, making money is a must. Everyone needs money,
Yes.
right? But
Yes.
what is the underlying driving force that helps you to achieve that income or the money that you want? That's the one that I help companies look for and emphasize and scale it up. So that's what I do. And of course, I'm very into sports. Used to, before I had kids, used to do like 2 to 3 days of swimming, and then about 1 to 2 days of badminton, and also hiking in the weekends. But of course, with kids, then
Wow.
you got to sacrifice that. And now I've scaled it down to like perhaps 5 days of 20-minute yoga and 2 days of walking. It's really pathetic compared to last time, right? But I think as you age, I can't play badminton anymore, frankly. If I play it once, I have to retire for about half a year. The knee can't take it. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So I guess different age, at a different stage of your life, you are more suited for different kinds of sports
Sports.
activities. Yeah, unless
Yeah.
you are
But
always doing it non-stop, like a real true
yeah.
athlete. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
basically, that's what.
you are still more active than me.
I think I'm quite active compared to most others because it takes discipline. But discipline
Yes.
aside, it's actually interest. I really, really love
Mm,
moving and being active. I can't sit still.
mm,
Yeah.
mm,
So then,
yes,
if you don't tend to go towards the direction, it's really, really tough. You really need a lot of discipline. Yeah.
understand. Well, it's good to know that side of you. At the same time, mother of three boys. Yeah, is it all boys?
No, 2 girls, 1 boy.
Two girls, 1 boy.
Two
Okay,
girls
that's
and
good
one
to know
boy.
as well.
Yes.
And I really want to hear from you, your experience when it comes to, talking about menstruation, and why, what inspired to suggest to us to actually have this topic. You know what? I really want to thank you because of this topic. And of course, in my heart, I would love to break that taboo as well. But before we go into deeper, let us just visit taboos first. What kind of
Mm.
taboo have you come across in your life where it comes to the auntie flow, the
Auntie
period,
visit.
menstruation? Yeah, auntie visit, or the lady business, or the
Yeah.
period of the month, you just can't stop period,
Yes.
period.
Yep. True. Well, I
Mm,
think a very common one for all of us would be when we were first introduced to menstruation. Your mom will pull you into your room. Okay, we're talking about the bees and the birds. You have to be kept hush hush. No one else should be in the room. It was so secretive. I was like, okay, what's happening? Why is it so secretive, right? And then, oh, you're talking about that. Of course, I didn't know what it was, but then, all right. So then, of course, what we were taught back then was like, okay, this is something really secretive. No one should know about it. You should not tell anyone. It's something really embarrassing and memalukan, because we
mm.
were given that kind of
Impression.
perspective, yeah, an impression
Yeah.
when our parents
Mm,
talk to us that way, right?
mm,
So
mm, mm,
and I would say that's one of the taboo. And second one, of
mm.
course, when we go to school and then there's stain on the skirt. Oh shit! Oh, sorry. Then you got to find ways to hide it. Oh my god, how am I going to hide this stain? And people will start laughing at you, or perhaps they will even be
Yes.
staring at you, right? I mean,
Yes.
it was very, very uncomfortable. And actually, without realizing, you actually carry this burden since you were a kid up till
Mm,
now, because
mm,
that fear, that concern is always there. You
mm,
see, and
mm,
okay, I better
mm,
make sure I wear some dark colored clothing so that I don't stain it. And
mm,
it's so embarrassing. The fact that when
mm,
we don't want to be seen with the stain, it's not because of the hassle to wash it, but actually the
mm,
embarrassment. So I think the
mm,
angle that we come in is not very right. It's okay
mm,
if you don't
mm,
want to stain because I mean, come on, you have to wash it. It's really a hassle, right? But if let's say it stems from embarrassment, then I guess the
Yes.
way we were educated wasn't very right. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
feel.
I guess I have to echo certain pointers that you have shared. I'm slightly lucky, yeah,
Mm,
because when I hit puberty, my mom, I'm the eldest, so I don't
mm.
have older brothers. I have two younger brothers. So yeah, like what you said, I was being educated in the room, right, in a room as well. So I'm lucky in the sense, yeah, I'm lucky. When you say that, I was like, oh yeah, I think my mom pulled me in the room too, you know. So when you say about that, right, when you share about that, I realized that lucky in that sense that when I just hit puberty, my mom started to educate me that there
Mm,
is such thing called period, you know,
yeah.
and you will bleed, you know, from your bottom, and don't be afraid, it's normal. And then when that start, you have to let mommy know. Yeah, you have to let mommy know.
Okay.
Mommy will teach you how to use the sanitary pad, and she showed me,
Mm,
you know, all the sanitary pads and things like that. But you know, but the fact that when this hit, right, that is the time where we have to separate our undergarments,
yes,
wash
yes,
our
yes.
undergarments separately from your family. Like inside me, to be honest, Sue, I was like having this thought, why make it until like that? You know, inside me when I was young, why separate my clothing with my brothers and things like that? What's the
Mm,
difference? You know, inside me, there's this if you want to say in just it kind of like feel like that at that young age, and we hardly talk among our friends as
yes.
well. And you know
Yeah,
what? The
true.
feeling shame and that feeling suffer when period came is like you cannot let people know, and you hardly
Mm,
discuss about it. I'm not sure about
yes.
the rest. I'm not sure about the rest, but you know, to all the audience, if you're watching it with us, you know, share with us your experience as well. What are the taboo that you experienced? And
Yeah.
so, as you are sharing, you know, just recall a situation that I had face and I come across me is a friend, and I remember I had my first period experience was when I was standard four, and so I'm very used to it already. You know,
Mm,
though it was very young, right? Back then it's irregular, it's normal when you just hit that, right? And remember it was standard six 2 years later, and I was still like a monkey, though you know you are a lady,
active,
yeah,
active.
very active, and I'm
Yeah.
climbing, you know, in at a playground, me and my girlfriend, my classmate. So it was only the two of us at a public playground. And out of the blue, as she was climbing, I remember suddenly there's a nappy drop down. And I
Mm.
saw there's a stain, of course, the blood, right? And I asked her, the first question I asked her was, how come you're using this? That
Yeah.
was my first
Why?
question.
Oh, true. Why is she wearing
That was
nappy?
my that, yeah, that was my first question. How come you're using this? It was very innocent, you know, because inside me
Yeah.
it was like, shouldn't you be using other products, right? That was
Mm.
when she was crying. She burst in tears, and she told me, you
So
know what?
sad.
Something is wrong with me. Yeah,
Oh
something is
my
wrong with
goodness.
me. I'm bleeding, and I was like, that was the first time I realized not everyone have the same experience like me. That I'm fortunate my mom actually educate me ahead so that I don't get shocked and not thinking
Mm.
something's wrong with me. And that is one of the
Yeah.
tough as well, you know. And
Yes.
when I reflect back, right, my this particular classmate, she's the youngest in the family.
Mm.
She has two older brother, and her mom is a working mother back then, and I would say
Mm.
in the early 90s. And I'm sure she has no one to talk to, and she really thinks something is wrong with her and she is sick. The word that she used in
Yeah.
Mandarin was 生病了, you know, I am sick. You
My
know, so
goodness.
so
That's
yeah,
really
so
sad.
those are the yeah, so those are the taboo. And one of the thing is you know, like boy cannot touch our undergarments, you know, it's bring bad luck, you know, up
Yeah,
to a
yeah. Correct, correct.
right,
Bad luck.
that kind of taboo.
Yes.
Yeah, like it's a I was I have to, you know, also share with you and all the audience, and please, to all the audience, share with us your story. You know, it's
Mm.
really to break the taboo as well about
Yes,
menstruation
yes.
together with Sue over here. Of course, we are not just going to talk about the taboo. We're going to have other things that we will be sharing with
Yes.
everyone over here. But let's start with the taboo first. What are the taboos that you have? For me, up till when I was in my early 20s, you know, as it's the normal clean undergarments that you washed already, you rinse and wash, you are hanging outside under the
Yeah.
sun. My family still practice the fact that those things, it's only the
You.
ladies can carry back into
Oh
the
my
room.
goodness. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, now to think about it, it's really for a laughter, and it took me really a
Yes.
long time to kind of change the perspective of the old folks at home to let them know it's okay.
Mm.
And we need more people to bring
Yes.
this awareness out, right?
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Right. I think taboos are aplenty. I mean, like when you say the bad luck, right? And the fact that from my culture over there in Kota Baru, we are very heavy deity based. So temples and all those, when you have the time of the month, you're not allowed to enter the temple for whatever reason, and I don't even understand, right?
Yeah.
And what else? Then you can't talk about it. And oh, the stain on your mattress, right? If anyone else
Mm,
sees it, they don't even want to lie on the bed after it's been washed, right? On the
yes, yes,
mattress. Yeah, I'm like,
true, true.
okay, then oh, it's just so
Yeah,
baffling, and
yeah.
it's only when we come to this age, I guess, with the modernization and everything, then I guess people
Mm,
start to speak up, and we tend
mm,
to talk more, and perhaps social media and all this constant
mm,
messaging does help a little bit more. But last time, it
mm.
was like the worst thing to happen when you're a lady is like, oh, you're damned for death because of all this,
Yeah.
right?
And I guess it's also the entire society and culture programming. We ourselves as a lady, we also feel it's a dirty thing.
Yeah,
Only
because
when
we've
we
been
grow
taught like that.
older, yeah,
Yeah.
the seeds are
Right.
planted in that way, right? But
Yes.
of course, the
Yeah.
younger generation is very different. I must say, I
Yep.
look at my nephew and nieces, they look at it like really a normal thing.
Yes.
And
Correct.
to be honest, when I embark on spiritual journey, that is when I realize, this is a very sacred journey. It is a
Yes.
celebrating journey because without
Mm.
it, we can't bring life into
Exactly.
the next generation cannot be born,
True.
right? So
Yes.
yeah, so I believe all the new mothers like you yourself are educating your kids very differently. How do you educate your kids when it comes to menstruation right now?
Well, my kids like to barge in whenever I'm in the bathroom or whatever things that I'm doing. Okay. And I don't really stop them because they're still young. Like the 4 and the 6, of course, the 11-year-old, she doesn't come in anymore, right? She feels that,
Mm-hmm.
no, I don't want to look at you, mom, right? But the 4 and the 6, they're still fine. So when they see me changing the pads, they'll be like, Mom, you're bleeding. And I'll be like, yes, it's normal. That's why I'm wearing mommy diaper. So I didn't use the terms sanitary pads because
Sanitary.
they
Yeah.
wouldn't understand. But I made it as a
Mm-hmm.
matter of fact that yeah, it's fine that you see it. Yeah, it's just
Mm-hmm.
the time of the month, and it's normal for me
Mm-hmm.
to have it, and this is how it
Mm-hmm.
looks like, right? And of course, when I started that move, I thought. I didn't go around spreading that, hey, you as a mom, you should do that because I don't even know how many moms are okay for kids to barge in when they're in the toilet, right? But
Mm-hmm.
as I happened to speak to another friend, she shared the same thing. She was okay with it, and when there was stain on the mattress, her daughter would ask as well, "Mom, what's this stain?" and all those, and she would just explain as a matter of fact, right? Yeah, they say during this time of the month, when I have this menstrual flow, then sometimes it overflows, and we stain the bed and the mattress. Yeah, so I was like, that's pretty cool. I guess with this transition, where we don't hide and make it so secretive,
Mm,
I'm really hoping the next generation will see it as something normal. And I would
mm.
really, I've heard of stories whereby, yeah, boys nowadays in the school, they won't really point out like or laugh or make jokes when the
Wow.
friends, when they see stain, they won't actually do that
Yeah.
anymore. I would love to see if let's
Wow.
say next time the boys will say, hey, look, you stain your skirt, so perhaps you want to get it clean. Just state it as a point. It's just like when you cut yourself and you stain your shirt, would anyone make fun of that? No, right?
Exactly.
Right. So
Exactly.
when I heard that, I was pretty impressed. I really hope they will transition to that, and of course, it'll take
Mhm.
many more years. But all of us have to play a big part in
A
doing
role.
this.
Yes, a
Yes,
role, a
yes,
role. And
men,
I want to
women.
share,
Mhm.
yeah.
Girls,
I
boys,
want to
all the
share a
same.
joke with you as well when you talk about boys, at school that, they are being educated early and they no longer taking it as a fun like how we used to be, right? Our experience, things are evolving, which is a good
Mm.
sign, right?
Yes,
I guess it would just require more people to normalize this conversation, normalize the
definitely.
word menstruation. And I have
Yep.
a joke where my friend told me, like when her son saw the stain on the bed, her son
Mm.
was actually looking for hormones from that stain, because according to science book that menstruation blood contains hormones, right?
Yeah.
So inside his mind is nothing about dirty, nothing about the
Yeah.
stain on the bed. It's more like, where's the hormones,
Scientists in the
that is a
making.
good, yeah, scientists in the making, right? So that's a good way to see how
Yes.
things are evolving, how the
Yeah.
seeds are planted differently,
Yep.
how
Yep.
how the younger generation is really normalizing this entire sacred
Yes.
journey. And it's like as though we are going back to the olden days where indigenous wisdom, I
Mm.
would say indigenous wisdom, the ancient wisdom, where indigenous group or the tribe, they really honor women. They don't
Mm.
see this as something odd, right? So it's
Yeah.
like going back to that origin, that purity of talking about this. But Sue, having said that, we are here to break the taboo of menstruation. I believe it's also good to let not just the girls but the guys know that the variety of products now available for women, like you, who is so active, that
Mm.
in sports, I'm sure there will be question. Yeah, how do athletes go through it every month? Perhaps
Hmm.
you can share a little bit of the product variation in the market, just
So
a little bit. Yeah.
Sure, sure. I mean, all girls we definitely would know. The first thing that we were shown is that definitely the sanitary pad, and then there'll be
Mhm.
wing, non-wing, and stuff like that, right? All those, and then later on, you were introduced to probably tampons, right? And something newer is actually the menstrual cup. Yeah, menstrual cup. I first came across it, I think, about 5 years ago when I was in Singapore. My company actually entered this competition, and one of the companies in Singapore, they came out with this menstrual cup. I think it's called Moon Cup, something like that. So I was like, wow, this is pretty interesting because they're trying to solve the problem of all these sanitary pads going to the landfill. Because when they go to the landfill, it takes many, 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 many years to break down because they are actually non-biodegradable, right? You might be thinking that, oh, it's just cotton,
Mm.
right? No, it's actually made of a lot of
When you open up, it's not cotton.
yeah, lots of plastic elements here and there, the packaging, the chemical glue and all those, it's a lot of it, right? So
Mhm.
they were actually tackling that problem, and I didn't even know at the point of time that, wow, I didn't know sanitary pads contribute to pollution. Can you imagine that?
Mm.
So it's like
Mm.
we are here we are suffering as well, right? It's not very comfortable having that. And to make it worse, oh my God, the product we're using is going to landfill and we're causing pollution. Right? So when they
Mm.
came out with all sorts of different products, it was very good. So menstrual cup was one of them, and slowly you get to see all this organic version, right?
Mhm.
Using organic cotton and recyclable,
Mhm.
sustainable ones. So these are the different kinds of product, and definitely we really need to move towards the sustainable ones because you can just Google up sanitary pad to landfill. You can see about 113,000 tons of sanitary pads go to India landfill alone, only India, right? So
Wow.
it's a lot. It's amazingly crazy. And I tell you, in India, there are still some people who probably use tissue paper. They don't even use sanitary pads, and their contributions are already so high.
Yeah, and since you're talking about India, I remember I came across this movie that is so inspiring. It's called The Pad Man.
Okay,
Yeah, this
never heard of
movie.
it.
Yeah, it's very, very inspiring. So this particular man is the one that stepped up in their village because of,
Oh, yes. Okay.
remember, this is a
All right,
real
all right, all right.
story.
Yes,
and
yes, yes,
and
yes,
and
yes.
in India they practice where
Correct.
it's the time of the month when the lady is having period, they have to be locked in a different room.
Mm,
So
it's bad.
I was so shocked to
Yes.
learn that, and how this man
Mm,
himself
correct.
and and realize this and do a lot of things and start to look for solution, because
Correct, correct, correct.
women
Yes,
then has infection because of menstrual,
yes,
because of the hygiene
definitely.
issue that they are having.
Yep.
And he give working opportunities to the women in the village as
Mm,
well. And I
mm,
urge everyone to go search this movie to watch the Pat Man, how to see the evolutions of a man himself,
yes.
how he actually make a decision to rewire or turn his
Mm,
perspective looking at
true.
menstruation period, and
Yep.
he go against the entire society
Yeah.
judgment or
Wow.
whatsoever,
Crazy.
his culture. Yeah, so it's so inspiring for us, for you and me, I believe, for people who love to do a cause that impact life positively. This is
Yes.
very, very inspiring. So that is a little out of the topic and frame, because it just came to me. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
I would love to ask a question. I mean, I understand that this is not your professional field, but perhaps you can give us some ideas. So, what's the difference between sustainable sanitary pad and non-sustainable sanitary pad? Because you
So
did
the
mention, it actually, yeah.
yeah. So the normal sanitary pads, they are made of a lot of bleached papers, yeah, all sorts of newspapers bleached, and actually the keyword here is actually they're bleached to make it look snowy white, because you wouldn't want a sanitary pad that looks gray and dull and black.
Yeah,
It's going to be so ugly, right? I mean, it's
yes,
already bad enough when it's stained with blood, right? So
yes.
it's to make it really white, it's bleach. Number one, it's bad, and then all the chemical glue, the adhesive to actually put everything together. That's the second part. That's why there is actually this expiry date, because this expiry date is due to the chemical used in the sanitary pad. There's an expiry date, just so you know. Go look on it. Right?
Yeah, can you see my shocking face? Huh?
Yes. So the chemical is also not good for our body at all, because imagine the contact with our private part, right? And you keep wearing it, and with the chemical and with your blood stain, and it's fully exposed, and when there's a lot of circulation, you keep absorbing and taking in all this chemical. It's not good at all,
Mm,
right? And third thing, of course, all the plastic layers in between and around it. Yeah, that's the third thing that is actually not sustainable when it comes to sanitary
mm,
pads. So if you look at those really sustainable ones, number one, their plastic is really biodegradable. But actually, I learned something though. Because I'm working this another company, they taught me that even biodegradable plastic, it might be a bit harmful after it's broken down into
oh.
the streams and everything. Yeah, but I think they're still studying that. So I'm not sure about how the rest
Mm,
are using what kind of biodegradable. Right, then sustainable ones, of course, organic cotton. Right. Second thing is that their packaging, everything is can be broken down rather than like real plastic that cannot be broken down. So that will be the huge difference.
Speaking
Right.
of the company that you are representing, Unilavender, so what makes Unilavender slightly different compared with the normal shelf sanitary pads?
So of course, if we grow up in Malaysia, definitely our famous brands are Kotex and all those, right? Just to name. I mean,
Yeah,
now sometimes when we talk about pets, we don't even say pet, we say Kotex, right? So
yeah.
compared these two, I came from there as well. These are the pets that we
Mm,
grew up with. Definitely, we can't live without that, right? So
mm, mm.
after trying that, I thought, okay, like all pets are the same. When we go to the shelf, what do we look for on sale, on discount, the cheapest one? Oh, but of course, besides the night, the wing, and all those, we always look for, oh, this is on sale. Okay, I'm going to get this, right? The thinnest one. Okay, thin, not thick, right?
And
Yeah,
and
so
and longer duration
yes,
absorbent.
correct. Really reminds me of my kid's diaper, man. Jeez. Right. So after trying lavender, I was like, wow, this is very different. Number one, the sanitary pad, the normal ones, it stinks very badly. I really hate the stench. I just can't bear with it. And the fact that we'll discard it in our tong sampah in the bathroom, right? And I don't throw it every day. The tong sampah in my bathroom, I actually probably keep weekly. Then when I clean out, so on the seventh day, when you open up, you can literally faint. That stench. I just can't handle it. I really dislike it. So, but when I use Unilavender, I started off as a user, a customer first, of
User.
course. I don't smell anything. That's the amazing part. Wow. of course, there's no fragrance. Yeah, they don't use fragrance and everything. That is fake. Fragrance is bad. Okay, anything that they tell you or smells of jasmine smell or whatsoever, please stay away from it because it's all chemical. No one's gonna squeeze the jasmine flower, take the extract, and put in a sanitary pad for you. It's just too costly.
That's
No one's
good
ever
for
gonna.
us to know. Good
Of
for us.
course. Right, but no one's going to do that, right? So anyone who says, oh, you get this kind of fragrance, please stay away from it, right? So the most amazing part of that for the Unilavender is that the stench, number one. And second thing is that a few doctors have, there's no clinical trials done yet, but a few doctors have actually noticed that it helps reduce cysts and fibroid in women. That's even amazing. Yeah,
Mm.
so that's, I would say, of course, on top of it is the sustainable part, about 70% recyclable. So we don't have to worry about so much of it going to the landfill, right? So
Mm.
that's why I fell in love with Unilavender, frankly. This I'm talking from a
Nice,
customer. Yeah, right?
nice, nice. And
Yes.
for those who are 100%, really wanted to be that in that movement of
Mm.
be responsible and sustainable, I believe that nowadays we have that cotton
Cotton.
sanitary pad, right?
I don't
Have you
think it's
tried that
new.
before?
I mean, I don't think it's new. I guess that will be the most traditional kind of pets that have come since like turun temurun kind, you know. Yeah, but I mean, so you have to keep it and wash it, and I'm a bit lazy lah. Okay. The, the fact that okay, I was crazy enough. Well, for my kids, all of them grew up with nappy. I only let them wear diaper when they sleep at night. Yeah,
Mm.
I don't like all these non-sustainable stuff because diapers again non-sustainable at all, but that's why I only limit them one a day, right? So I was crazy enough every day washing the nappies. So I've already had enough washing. I wouldn't want to do any washing on my own pets, come on, right? So but it's amazing. I tell you, if you talk about cotton, of course cotton is the best for us, just like our clothes, right? Our undergarments, we always choose cotton. So if you're
Mm.
really into 100%, you're a greenie, you're a hippie, you do not want to destroy earth at all, then obviously you go
Mm.
for the cloth one. That's the best,
Mm.
right? But
Mm.
you need to rajin, find a way to change it, right? Keep,
Yes,
bring it
yes,
home, then go and wash it. And
yes,
please really
yes.
clean it properly and really need to dry it properly.
Sun it,
Very
yeah,
important.
sun.
Yes, very important. Because
Mm.
if not, the bacteria might also grow in it. You never know, right? And then you use it again. So you really have to take care of hygiene when you use that. But it's the best, frankly. That's the best.
Yeah. I have a
Mm.
friend who is in this journey and I
Wow.
really salute her. Yeah.
Oh my
And
God.
nowadays, those who are really encouraging people to be more responsible in our daily usage, material and things like that, they come up with a very nice pouch where you can keep
Ah,
your cotton sanitary
yeah.
pads and they separate it, the used and the
Wow.
unused segment. Yeah, so
Yes,
there are
yes.
always other ways. Of course, I
Mm.
wouldn't say that I will go into that path. Yeah, I'm very similar to you, Sue. It's a big
High
yes.
five.
But yes, yeah, but you know what? For those who are maybe first time hearing this, it's
Mm.
available in the market.
Yes,
And
yes.
if you want something that is more sustainable, you can always research. There are tons of it that is
Yes, a lot.
reduced or slightly, sustainable in that sense, that at the same time giving us the convenience. But Sue,
Yes.
coming back to menstruation breaking the taboo, we
Mm.
talk about the taboos that we all go through, which is quite fun. And I realize, there are both of us have similarity. And I'm sure to the audience who are watching, you might have some. And if you're watching this after the live, you know what? You still can drop your comment and share with us
Yes, please
your
do.
experience so that we can really normalize this entire conversation. And how about, that the part that where you say, it's time to really educate the men as well. So
Mm.
what is your view on this, Sue?
Definitely all go 200%, 500%, right? So we're actually going to work out. I really love the fact that, last time when we have education, we always say, okay, it's a girls' time where we only group the girls and we talk about this. That's the first step that is already wrong. Why only the girls? The boys need to know about it. Why? Because then they'll be husbands, right? They'll be fathers to daughters as well, right? So the first step itself, it should be an all-inclusive talk. Even if we go technical, they should because they learn reproduction systems anyway in school, right? So then this is in a way just like a class, right? They should be taught so that it doesn't become like how come the girls are only going to this class? What's this? The more you put them aside, the more they will try to find out. And then when they find out, they'll find out about bits and pieces, and they try to piece them together and get everything the whole wrong picture, right? So the
Mm-hmm.
first step, I would say, classes should be done to include the boys at school, at the school level,
Mm.
right? And second thing, when it comes to, for example, at workplace as well, I've got this friend in Hong Kong. She's also a very pro this kind of menstruation movement lady, right? So they even set up this what do you call it? Dispenser for the pads
Mm.
to put it in the offices, right? So
Mm.
men or women, it's okay. What's wrong to look at sanitary pads? Do you get bad luck
Mm.
7 years when you look at it or even touch it? No, right? Just put it there. What's wrong? Correct? It's just like tissue. No one says that don't touch that tissue, you're gonna get bad luck of 7 years, right?
Mm.
So that's another movement that I find very, very useful. And even
Mm.
talks, if you were to go into offices, I think we should even include the men as well. The more we talk about it, let's say for the audience, the more we share this out, then you realize, hey, actually, yeah, it's no big deal. Why are we so shy and embarrassed about this thing? There's nothing to be
Mm.
shy about, right?
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, I
Mm.
would say
Mm.
these are some movements that we can do to actually break the taboo, to make it all inclusive, very importantly.
So, how about for the men who is currently listening, if
Mm.
they haven't gotten a chance to have conversation like this with other ladies, what is your advice for the men who is listening right now? What kind of support that woman is looking for? What kind of ways or to make us feel comfortable and good when it's the period of the month? Maybe you can
Mm.
share from your personal experience.
Well, before my personal experience, I love the fact that you said when you're saying the soul searching and it's a celebration, right? When just
Yes, it's a
imagine that if
sacred
let's say,
journey.
yeah,
It's a
so
sacred
imagine
journey.
if anyone you know in your family or even your friend, let's say for a little kid, a girl, when she gets her first menstrual flow, hey, make it a celebration.
Oh,
I
they
find it
do.
pretty right,
They do.
exactly.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are. They are. I did heard. I think if I'm not mistaken, it was the Mexican side, the
Okay,
Spanish side.
okay.
They
That's
actually
amazing.
celebrate. Yeah, they actually celebrate. If I'm
Yes.
not wrong.
So we should
Yeah.
we should do that. And imagine if let's say the listeners or audience who are men, of your niece or whoever who just hits puberty and is going to have she had a first period. Hey, throw a celebration party. We invite her
Ah,
friends. Yeah, I mean, isn't that amazing? So then we
yes.
can talk about it. It becomes something that she's so happy about. She doesn't
It's
feel
no
like, oh, I'm
longer
all alone.
draggy.
Yeah,
Like,
so she
oh,
won't
it's
feel
my
like I'm
first
all alone
baby.
in this. No one. I'm not supposed to talk to anyone. I can only talk to my mom, and usually mom wouldn't know the best, right? Yeah. So I think for the listeners here, if you could do that, I think it's amazing. That would be one very special uncle. You'll be one very special uncle, or even a special dad, frankly.
Mm, mm, mm,
Right,
mm, mm.
right. This is just a thought that crossed my mind when you mentioned that. I was thinking it would be
Yeah,
pretty cool. Right.
yeah,
Support wise, of course, the usual ones. I've seen more and more men who are okay to buy sanitary pads for their wives. I think the
yeah.
older generation, they won't even do that.
Yes.
You're
And I
probably gonna
find that
hold
very
yourself.
attractive. Yeah, to me, I find that when a man stand in front of the shelf of tons of pads in
Yeah.
front of them, honestly, I find that man first thing very courageous somehow. Inside me, I just
Mm.
feel, hey, you actually can do that, and
Yes,
I have
yes.
respect as well personally.
Mm.
I find it
Yeah,
attractive, and sometimes
yes.
when you walk past, I don't particularly wanted to overheard the conversation, but the man is like,
They'll be on the
which
phone. Hey, which one you want?
yeah, especially during MCO, you can allow only one person go out to buy, and I guess that was when the men start to really learn the variety
Yes.
of the sanitary products. Like, huh? You have thin, you have short, you have shorter, you have thin, you have thick, you have wing, no wings, you have cotton, not cotton, and then you have
Yes. All
uh,
sorts.
yeah, and like, wow, there's a lot of knowledge there.
Yes, I guess because I've seen men buying, so I guess that's a good start, and you should encourage, let's say, your sons to do that as well. There's nothing embarrassing about that. I tell you, last time when I wanted to buy my own pets, I even felt embarrassed. Oh shit, people know
Yes.
that my
Like
right.
at the cashier, you
Ah,
have to
I would feel like
pay,
everyone
and
was
then you have
looking at
to
me.
Yeah, and then you have to pay separately, and then you have to have a different plastic bag just for that, that kind of
I
thing.
really dislike that feeling. Though until one point I was like, screw it, man. What's so embarrassing? Why do I carry that kind of guilt or even embarrassment, right? So
Yeah,
men
yeah.
should talk more about it. They should do more. They should teach their son as well. Hey, these are some of the brands. That's why I say that talk, since they are kids in the school, should begin.
Yes,
Then
yes,
they
yes.
already know what happens and what are some of the products available out there. Why do we have the night flow? Why do we have the regular ones? Why do we have the super long and all those? Yeah, the
Mm,
education is everything. And talks, I would say talks,
mm,
right?
mm.
Just
I'm
some
going to
thoughts of
ask you,
mine.
yeah, I'm going to ask you a personal question. So, what kind of
Mm.
support that your husband sharing with you when it's the period of the month, personally?
So for me, very good thing is that number one, I don't get any pain during my menstruation. Never.
Oh,
So I know a lot of, yeah, yes. That's why I know a
never?
lot of women.
Like never?
No. So I really do not know what kind of, but I think I've heard from a lot of friends, they actually need a lot of support from the men to understand, and also to understand their, they will have their outbreaks of their temper, right? That happens.
Mm.
And I mean, if you're in so much pain, you can't be expecting us to be smiling. Hey, darling, how are you? Oh gosh, this hurt. Right. No, if any husband requires that, please kick him out of the house. Seriously. I will never, never tolerate that. Please, when you're in pain, just embrace the pain. And if anyone crosses your path, it's okay for you to flare up. It's fine, right? So as a husband, you would then need to show your support and understanding. I know most men, they understand, but they don't really support. They just stay away. they
They
just
don't know how to support. I
they
believe they
just
don't
stay
know
away.
how to support, is it? Yeah.
Um,
I guess
they do,
sometimes as easy as just to listen out only, you don't have to
yeah.
tell us what to do.
Yes,
You just
yes,
need to
yes.
hear me out.
Correct,
That's all.
correct.
That
Yeah.
space of hearing us out. We
Yes.
maybe
We
just
just need
want
an
to hear
ear.
them out. Yeah, we just
Mm.
want to manja a bit, that's
Yes,
all.
exactly. Manja's the word. Yes,
Yeah,
manja's
yeah,
the
you
word.
don't have to tell me you should do this, you should do
Yeah.
that. It's the time
Duh,
I
we
don't
know,
want to
right?
listen.
That's why we'll take the sanitary pad and throw at them.
But it's interesting too that you never experience any menstrual pain. Is that anything? Of course, you are not medical background, but is it because due to your very active sports habit that you have?
Frankly, I don't really know. I mean, I do feel like sometimes it churns a little, right? And then you feel that your stomach is a bit bloaty as well. Oh my God, did I just eat too much? I'm so fat now. Yeah, I get that sensation. I feel that, oh, wow, did I put on weight? How come my tummy is a little bigger compared to last time, right? But like
Mm,
the
mm, mm,
pain whereby you can't even get up and you have to sit down. I never had that. So
mm,
I I won't dare to say that it's definitely due to my lifestyle. I believe
mhm,
some women probably wouldn't feel so much pain as well. I mean, it's good to share. I love to hear as well, right?
mm,
But maybe sports does help. I guess so.
mhm,
But I mean, we've been taught and educated that you should have a very balanced lifestyle where you should be more active,
yes,
right?
yes.
Maybe that's help, right? Yeah,
Mhm. Nice,
I
nice,
think.
nice. So for
Mm,
yeah, for those who have quite a bad menstrual pain, perhaps relook into your lifestyle, not just
mm.
physically, but I understand that emotional also do add on weight to that pain during period or during your menstrual.
Oh,
Emotional
okay.
weight, yeah, stress as well. It actually
Stress. Yes,
contribute to,
yes.
yeah, that is
Yeah.
under emotional already, emotions already, stress
True,
and stress
true.
level and things like that. Well, I
Mm.
can hear your voice. Is that the
Yeah.
girl or?
Yes, yes, yes,
They can
yes.
come in if they want to. We are very free and
He
easy
will
and very
he will
chill.
never leave. He will not.
Hi. let's bring him in then.
Oh, he will
He's
never leave.
seeking for attention.
Yes. That's the problem. Yeah. So that's why I
Yeah,
say
it's
I can
okay.
never
It's
stop
okay.
them from budging in the bathroom. It will never happen.
Yeah,
Right? They'll keep banging on the
yeah.
door. So I might as well adopt an open door policy. open door.
That's good. That's good. And it's good to
Yeah.
let the new mommy to know that it's normal, this kind of thing to happen in their life to a certain age when the kids grow up. Yeah, so we kind of really talk about and went through that flow of, you know what, breaking the taboo. We discussed about all the taboos that we have. We laughed about it. And I actually bring out that this emoji, I just want to highlight to
Yeah.
people who just come in. This
I never knew
emoji is
that.
the period theme emoji.
Wow. Awesome.
I was
Awesome.
so
Yeah.
shocked. Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
it's just like a cut or a
Yeah.
nosebleed.
Yes,
My friend used
exactly.
it for nosebleed. Yeah, so
Mm.
just to tell everyone, this
That's
is a
amazing.
period theme. Yeah, period theme emoji in 2017 from the
Wow.
UK. I believe it was started from there as well. They wanted to
Mm.
normalize this conversation as well
Yes.
because they realized, you know what, it's estimated about 137,000 of people, girls in the UK school, you know, they can't go to school is because they lack of access to sanitary
Wow.
products.
In
And they were
UK?
really, yeah, in UK. This was published, news was published in 2019 by BBC News as well. So I
Mm.
believe, you know, they are also looking into how to normalize this entire conversation so that single parent, especially father who is raising a
Yeah.
daughter, how can they have that kind of conversation with their daughter to let their
Yes.
daughter know, you know, like what you say, this kind of thing have to start young for a guy or for
Yes.
a man, you know, so that
Yep.
they can have conversation and they don't feel
Yes.
ashamed or shy.
Yeah.
They hold, yeah,
Exactly.
they hold that space for the women in the house or the ladies
Mm.
in the house to feel free and safe to discuss
Yep.
about it without any shame, you know, without
Yep.
any shyness, without any hush hush about it. No longer hush hush. It's a sacred journey. It's a happy celebration that the girl
Yes.
has hit
Celebration, actually.
puberty, right? So I
Mm.
guess to break this taboo, we can change it into a celebrations and let's
Yes.
do this more often to all those who are listening. This will be a great start for all the
Yep.
girls that is coming to have their first encounter. This will be
Mm.
the great start to change the entire perspective of how it used to be for us to how
Yeah.
it can be better for the next generation. Right, Sue?
Definitely. Definitely. Celebration is the key word here. I mean, now you've just inspired me. Okay, when my eldest hits that, I'm definitely going to throw a celebration for her.
And and as you're talking about this, I remember I was watching a Chinese TV series from China, and one of the scene was, you know, they have that one child policy. So
Mm.
then it was the daughter that finally hit the sanitary
Mm.
pad season, the puberty. Actually,
Mm.
they have a dinner celebration to celebrate that
Oh,
in
wow.
China. And I was quite surprised to see
Yeah.
that, you know, written in the plot of the TV series. And I
Mm.
was like, hey,
But
I didn't know Chinese do that. Yeah.
no, but when
So,
you come to think about it, China is actually very advanced in terms of their culture. They don't they are breaking free from a lot of taboos. They because they don't
yes,
let religion culture to hold them
or
as
culture.
shackle. Yeah,
Yes,
they don't. So
yes.
they are moving forward faster. So
Mm,
all bottom line is all our upbringing, our culture. That's the one that we
yeah.
have to change.
And it's never too late to start right now. It's never too late.
Definitely.
That's why
Yes.
I'm so happy to have Sue, the director of marketing and communication of Unilavender, which also produce, I would say, more sustainable sanitary pads to all the ladies. And if you have anything that you would like to check with Sue directly, you can actually email her over here on the
Please
screen.
do.
Can someone? Yes, yeah, it's Xiu Yan. Is it Xiao Yan? Or how you
Xiao
pronounce that?
Yin. Xiao Yin.
Xiao Yeen at
Mm.
gmail.com. You can connect with Sue directly as well if you want to know more about, you know, how can we do more. And if you resonate
Yes.
with, you know, this campaign and things like that, you know, do connect with her. Sue, what would be the last takeaway when it comes to this menstruation breaking the taboo that you wish to really shout out to our listeners and our audience?
I would really love to change the whole landscape, at least in Malaysia first, since I'm here, right? So please talk more to boys, men, and if you see any chance to rope them into any classes or talks or awareness programs when it comes to this, right? It's no longer a women issue. Like for example, I sit on an NGO. I was telling her about why sanitary pads should be part of the ESG compliance, right? Because it goes to the landfill a lot. She said, "Oh no, you know what? But I do not want women's health to be or menstruation to be the first project. It's not women's health and not menstruation. It's not female centric anymore. I mean, when it goes to the landfill, the pollution doesn't choose any gender. Does it choose because you're a girl? Then it comes, okay, I'm going to pollute you more. No. So it's no longer a gender thing, you know, when you talk about menstruation health or menstrual flow or whatsoever. Because why? We definitely need products, right? And these products, I would say 80% of people will still use the probably the mass kind, right? And this will
Mm.
definitely still go to the landfill. And when it goes to the landfill, who will be affected? Our next generation, irregardless of boy or girl, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
so then please don't treat this as a female only problem, or it's just a female health topic. No, it's not. We're talking about
Mm.
pollution. We're talking about greenhouse. We're talking about climate
Mm.
change, because it ultimately
Mm.
brings us there. That is why
Mm.
we all of us should be in it together. No gender biasness, seriously.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes. Thank
you
you,
know.
thank you so much. Thank you, Sue. You know, and I personally had a great conversation with you to talk
Same
about
here, same
menstruation.
here.
Yes, and to actually do all the research and found out so many interesting pointers of the East and the West, and of course the emojis, the plus point for me. And
Yes.
now I know I can use that. It's like
Yes.
the week
Today,
of my
put that.
period. Yes, yeah. Today is like that two flow. Heavy
Then
flow
D
is
and
four
D.
blood. Yeah, heavy flow is four times of it. You know, that kind of thing. And as you were saying, I realized that how I have also evolved as well as a person, that
Mm.
you know, since young I was being taught not to share with people. But
Mm.
somehow along the way, I think it was when I start working, and I so happened to work in a women,
Ah.
I would say mostly are women, less
Mm.
men. So everyone is just talking about, ala, tu masa dah sampai, you know, the period has come. So, you know, our hormones do affect each other. It's like
Yes,
if you are very
definitely.
close to each other, we somehow have the same time frame of having period
Ah.
together,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
So it kind of
Mm.
affect each other, right? So I realized that as well, and it helped me to notice how open my friend were talking about it.
Mm.
That was when I
Yes.
start to be very open. And up to now, I'll just very openly say, yeah, I'm having period.
Yeah. That's
Don't
good.
call
That's
me to do
amazing.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, D and
You
D,
know,
really D and
some,
D.
yeah. Yeah. So sometimes in a very open space, I can't drink ice lah. I'm having period. Then people
That's
look at me.
amazing. Yeah. That's
But it's okay.
amazing.
What's wrong? Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Yes.
guess this is to encourage all the listener and viewers. You know, it's okay to admit that, because it's a sacred
Yes.
thing for all of us. It's something to
Correct.
worth celebrate, and also let's celebrate it regardless of our gender. Yeah.
True. That's very right.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you,
Thanks,
Sue,
thanks.
for joining
Nice talking
us.
to you.
Um,
Yes.
yes, and we hope to have you back more to talk about something else in future.
Sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes. And to all
Pleasure
the
is
audience,
mine.
continue. Yes, to all the audience, if you feel, you know, I believe you definitely at least receive something today. So share and like this live talk, and you can also share it out on your platform so that we can bring more awareness to more people.
Yes,
With
please
that,
do.
I'll
Please
say
do.
thank you to Sue, and thank you to all the audience who have been staying with us, and have a great weekend. We will see you next week. Bye,
Thanks,
everyone.
Christina. Bye.
Bye.